Well, greetings, Saints. Welcome to Chaplain Peter 1 on YouTube. You can also find me on brighteon.com under Heavenly Glory. Find me on LinkedIn, on X, Chaplain Peter 1, just like on YouTube, and Facebook, Eternal Values Ministries, and my website is eternalvaluesministries.com. Now, this video here is a very important video. I'm going to just play several clips from this. I'll put the whole video on so you can click it on, in the description or at the end, and you can watch the whole thing. But I'm just going to go through a few things here, and these things are really, really important. Now, notice the title here, Mossad Docs, Israel planning ethnic cleansing of white race in America using rape and slaughter. Now, this sounds way out there, but it isn't. And I believe that it's absolutely true. And the title of the video I'm making is, are the people in Israel today, are they Esau? Esau. Esau was Jacob's brother. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. And it says that God hated Esau, but he loved Jacob. And we're going to get into that today because I think there's a real good possibility that what you're seeing here in Israel today is mainly Esau, the one that God has indignation with forever. And we'll get to that after I finish these video clips. Okay, but you need to see these first because they are just unbelievable. So listen to this one here now.
Because the most powerful nations in the world have to go down to their knees. That's what happened to Egypt. That's what's going to happen to America. That's what's going to happen to Germany. That's what's going to happen to France. That's what's going to happen to London, England. It's going to happen to Poland. That's what's going to happen to Russia. That's what's going to happen to China. But we're almost there, guys. It's happening. This is it. They're all going to go down to their knees, especially the Western ones. They're going to go down hard. For the destruction of the Second Temple and how they treated us, Hashem's going to take them down hard. Because the reason God's doing this is for His name in this world.
Okay, Hashem is the Jewish name for the God of Israel. And you notice how he's blaming the white people, the West, the European people from the Caucasus, the Caucasian mountains there. And we've got to be destroyed because we wiped out their second temple. We destroyed it. The Romans did in 70 AD. And we've been persecuting the Jews ever since. But one thing he's missing here, and that is that there's a reason the Jews have been persecuted. When Pontius Pilate, the governor of Judea in Israel, in Jerusalem, was going to let Jesus go, he says, I find nothing, this innocent man has done nothing wrong. Pilate just wants to scourge him and let him go. And what did the Jews say? You let him go, you're not a friend of Caesar. And then they said, crucify him, crucify him, crucify him. Let his blood be on our heads and our children's heads. You can read that at the end of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke. It's just unbelievable. They put a curse on themselves. So, it's not that the white people are after them, but rather it is the judgment of God upon them. Okay, now I want to continue here on another clip here with the 4-minute mark. And let's see what we get here. All right, 4. Okay, there we go.
Occupation, domination, and then obliteration.
They wanted to have the United States become less Christian, less
European.
white European.
Yeah,
Why is that?
Because, and then you can easily find Jewish activists who say that.
Wanted to have a multicultural
society, which also rationalized Judaism.
And in fact, you say that multiculturalist ideology was in fact invented by Jewish intellectuals.
Yeah, was it Horace Kallen? What? He's a philosopher.
Who's that person?
Horace Kallen, Kallen. He's very famous. He was a Zionist. He was very strongly identified Jew himself, and he didn't like this melting pot idea, which actually was advanced by an earlier generation of Jewish intellectuals. But Kallen, liked the idea that the United States would be composed of these groups, of ethnic groups that would sort of stay separate, like Jews have always had.
So it makes the United States safer for people to be Jews if there's not a large dominant white majority.
Absolutely.
That was the intellectual face of the movement. But beneath the surface lies a much more visceral network. We're talking transgender indoctrination, extreme pornography, and moral degeneracy designed to collapse the West from every side. Charlie Kirk blew the whistle and paid the ultimate price.
And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do, because Jewish donors have been the #1 funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies.
The deeper you dig, the clearer the picture becomes. The agenda stops looking accidental. The plot to eradicate the white race has been in play for decades.
Look at this. Okay, Jewish activist Susan Sontag. The white race is the cancer of the human history. Is that right? Abolishing whiteness has never been more urgent. Let me tell you something, saints, that this isn't some fringe movement, okay? The Jewish people really believe they're going to rule the world. And according to the Bible, they will. Only God's going to do it and put them in power, not this stuff you're seeing today. Okay, like I said, Esau. Let's continue on. Yes, diversity is about getting rid of the white people, and that's a good thing. Emily Goldstein. Diversity. What is diversity? Well, I think you know what it is. It's mixing everybody up from all over the world, and then add to that some homosexuality, some transgenderism, some pedophilia, transhumanism, and that's going to wipe out the white people, and that's a good thing. Having white children is perpetuating white supremacy. All this talk, even by white liberals, about white supremacy. And I remember President Biden, when he was in power, he was blaming the white people, the white supremacists. They're after the blacks to kill them all. This is a plan. And it's not going on just here. It's in Europe. When they say the West, they're talking about European countries, okay? And they're talking about Australia, even though it's down and under, and they're talking about the United States and Mexico and Canada, the West. So, yeah, this is very real. It's going on right now. What happened? I think we got. No, there isn't a white genocide. Haha. Let me see if I can read this to you. Let me get this here, and it says, forbid the whites to mate with whites. Okay, so white people can't marry white people and have children. The white women must cohabit with members of the dark races. I wonder who's that. The white men with black women. Thus, the white race will disappear, means the end of the white man, and our most dangerous enemy will become only a memory. So the white European is their most dangerous enemy, and our race will rule undisputed over the world. Our superior intelligence will easily enable us to retain mastery over a world of dark people. Nahum Rabinovich, Canadian racist rabbi. All righty. Well, I'll tell you what, often the brilliancy of the world is satanically inspired. Remember that. The brilliancy of people, because the Jewish people claiming here to be superior intelligence, is often satanically inspired.
These people are.
All right, let's move up a little bit over here now. Let's see where we are. Okay, here we go. This is the Iranian hacker. They have hacked into Mossad files in Israel, and they're putting out all kinds of stuff. Listen to this.
The grooming gangs in the UK, that was only the beginning, just a beta test. They want white women afraid to date white men, make it feel unsafe, backward. You saw the TV ads? Only mixed race couples now, everywhere. African man with cute blonde girl smiling. Indian guy with beautiful white wife. You really think that was a coincidence? No, it's a psychological operation. It's detailed in the files. They condition the people, slowly, every day. They push mass migration, flood the borders, and tell the newcomers that the host country belongs to them. Soon, women and children being raped by foreigners will become normal. And if you report it, the authorities punish you harder than the criminals. Same as the boys who get stabbed in the street and dare to complain. The system treats them like the criminals. This is the master plan. I have seen the documents, the white papers, replacement migration, demographic transition. They want to erase strong white identity, create a low IQ, mixed Mongol race, a ruthless population that never pushes back. Easier to rule. They use your own kindness and guilt as weapons against you, while they sit safe behind their secure borders, planning the next decade of chaos. I'm Iranian. I've watched civilizations lose their soul. Don't let the pretty lies on your screens fool you. That mixed couple in the shampoo ad is not progress, it's a weapon.
In the UK.
Let me say this, Saints. There's nothing wrong with a man marrying a woman of another race or vice versa. My wife, I've been married 30 years. She's a little darker skinned than me because she's from Mexico. And so there's, and she's a real good Christian. It was the will of God for us to be husband and wife. See, I don't need no dating service. I look to God for His will. But what they're doing is they want to purposely mix the races so they're easier to control. You understand? And so Israel can be the ruling power of the world. This is the plan. It gets worse. You just wait what I'm going to play for you here in a moment. Now, I want you to see these girls, these young girls. They look like they're 10, 12 years old, 13 years old, maybe not even that. I don't know. And they're inviting people from foreign countries, Africa, Middle East, and so forth, to come to the UK. We'll fix you up with Social Security and a place to stay, and you'll just love it here. Why are they using these young girls? Epstein did the same thing Jeffrey Epstein, on his aircraft, on his Lolita flights and others. They would advertise with young girls dressed as flight attendants. Okay, it came out to be a prostitution ring, pedophile ring. Okay, now let's listen to this.
It's gone even further than mixed-race couples in TV advertisements. In Wales, the Welsh Refugee Council is using 12-year-old girls to make videos enticing migrant men to their country, promising to help them find jobs, social security benefits, healthcare, and houses. Most members of this council are from the Middle East, India, and Pakistan.
Hello and welcome to Wales. We understand being a refugee isn't easy. They go through so much.
Fleeing your country is difficult, but Wales wants to help you feel welcome.
The Welsh Refugee Council is here to help you. Not only this, but Wales offers free education and healthcare.
There are many job opportunities here in Wales. IKEA works closely with the Welsh Refugee Council, providing jobs for refugees that come from all over the world.
At this point, they've stopped pretending. They're flaunting it. They don't want to rule us. They want to own us, break us, and enslave us. And they've convinced their God complex makes it their divine right. Here's Rabbi Shmuley demonstrating a...
I don't care for hearing Rabbi Shmuley or Shmoley or whatever you want to call him. we will move on here. Let me see where we are. Let's get to the end. Now this one here is just amazing. Now listen to this. Back it up a little.
The Israeli state. Netanyahu's war on the new Rome suddenly makes total sense.
For Christians, do not attach themselves to the Jews. They will be exterminated. And of course, we are well known for our Noahide laws, that we brought this to a light. So then you go to Talmud and you start reading what is the plan for Gentiles. You see, Judaism is a two-tier system. Judaism puts the wall of partition back. It's the Jews and non-Jews. And according to Judaism, non-Jews are different species. Now, they are building their own kingdom. It's the Jewish earthly kingdom with headquarters in Jerusalem, where their AI Messiah will be, and they're going to rule the world through the law. You know, it will be international, one law, one religion, basically, Luciferian religion. So yes, in a Talmud, this is the Jewish earthly kingdom, and this is why the Zionist Christianity have embraced Kiliism, which is a focus on earthly millennial kingdom. And this is how Jews and Christians are getting together, and Christians are so deceived, thinking that they're working for the good thing, for the Jews, like they're helping the Jews. The Jews are supposed to get this kingdom. Yet this is Zoharic doctrine, and it does not have good intention.
If you care about what's left of our institution...
Okay, so that woman's name is Jana Ben Nun, a Jewish lady, and she's with Israeli News Live. And another good website is truenews.com you can look at. But her and her husband, as Jews, they got saved a while ago, and they started exposing all these things. And you heard her say that, the Christians are being deceived. They think they're helping Israel to set up their third temple and the millennial kingdom, and they're going to be exterminated. Because that's basically what the mark of the beast is going to be, to kill all the Christians and all the people that won't go along with this. Okay, and we, that's why you got to be ready and you got to endure to the end, saints. So now I told you about Esau. And I want to read to you, as I was doing my studies, I came across this, my readings, in Malachi, the last book here in the New Testament. Malachi was a prophet during the time of Nehemiah, but it's placed in the last book here in the Bible. And listen what he says here. He says in verse 1, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, his twin brother? Saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, Edom is where Esau lived in the south of Israel, we are, excuse me, impoverished.
Our families, our moral